What's up, YouTube? Philip Torvik here. I don't know what that is. Anyways, it's been a while since I've been on here, and I'm actually really excited to be doing a video right now. As you just saw, I just finished a back and bicep workout. I've worked out about twice, maybe 3 times in the last month. Now, I'm not like the most proud to say that. I wish I'd worked out quite a bit more times, but life has been turning for me. I'm married now, which is absolutely amazing. If you haven't tried it, do it. I'm just kidding, it's not that simple. But yeah, life has just been crazy. It's been all over the place, and so it has not been a priority of mine to do these videos. Just there've been a lot of transitions. In fact, I have a new job as well, still in the fitness field, but doing something a little bit different now. So yeah, life has been crazy, and I just wanted to kind of jump back on and talk to you a little bit about what I did this morning. First of all, I feel like I say first of all like 6 times, so there's lots of first. But first of all, this protein, not sponsored by them, whatever. It's Hexapro strawberry milkshake. Literally tastes like a strawberry milkshake. I know I've said that before. I don't care. The stuff is delicious. It can't be good for you. But I like it a whole lot. But yeah, this morning I did a back and biceps workout. I did 6 exercises. I did 4 sets of every single exercise. As you saw in the video, I just showed y'all 1 set of each to give you an idea of what I ddid and what I was focusing on. Now, as you might have been able to tell, my focus this morning when I did this workout was not, there wasn't power, it wasn't a massive, well, I mean, I'll explain that a little bit more in detail. It wasn't a massive amount of weight, it wasn't, you know, a fast pace or anything like that. What I did is I lowered my weight, I slowed it down, and I focused on contraction, on activating the muscle in my range of motion. Now, range of motion and tempo can completely change your workout. So if you're stuck, let's say you're doing a back day, or a back and biceps day, and you're doing your pull downs, you're doing your pull ups, you know, you're doing your whatever seated rows, whatever else you may do, double curls, single curls, hammer curls, whatever it is, and you still feel stuck, you still feel like at the end you don't have quite the pump that you wish you had, you don't feel like you're getting the right amount of contraction, there's not a ton of blood flow, you're not really getting sore from it. Now again, soreness is not a sure sign of a good workout, but if you're constantly challenging your body, and if you're constantly changing things up, and you know, making sure that you have muscle confusion, your body's not adapting or plateauing, you're going to get sore, and that's okay. That's a good thing. That's why you want to make sure you have plenty of rest in between the body parts that you're working. But as I showed you, range of motion was the big focus for today. I didn't pack on any crazy weight. Now, what I kind of want to show you is the importance of range of motion. All right, not only is range of motion incredibly important for just the health of your muscle, but if you really are, again, trying to push past plateau, or you're trying to just build strength and build power and stuff like that, you'd be shocked at how much range of motion actually plays a part in that. Chug a little bit of this before it gets too warm. No one likes warm protein. Actually, funny story. It's actually not a funny story. It's horribly disgusting, and I'm never gonna do it again. One time I lost one of these bottles. Had about this much, yay high, of like peanut butter chocolate protein, vegan, at that, vegan protein powder. Not powder, I'm sorry, drink. It had rolled underneath my seat back when I had the Mini Cooper, and it was there for probably like 3 or 4 months before it somehow, whatever, I was like selling it. I think it was when I was selling it, and it rolled out from under the seat. I found it, and when I opened that bad boy up, it was like unleashing hell. It was the worst smell I think I've probably ever smelled. 3-month-old, 104-degree Texas heat, vegan peanut butter chocolate protein powder. So gross. Don't leave it in the car. Have it when it's cold. But anyways, the importance of range of motion, all right? Now, in one hand, all right, let's say we're working the bicep. All right, this is easy because I can show you because it's up here. It doesn't matter if it's the chest, shoulders, any muscle group, legs, everything, all right? Let's say I'm working the bicep, all right? Anytime that I contract the muscle, I'm tearing it and it's growing back, right? That's what muscle growth is. That's what strength training is. I'm breaking down my body, and my body says, I don't like that you tore me apart, so I'm gonna build myself back together stronger and bigger than I was before so that doesn't happen again. Now, the way that we grow and the way that we actually gain size and gain muscle tone, lose fat, all that stuff, is by constantly challenging yourself past that point. All right, so when my body builds back stronger, and my body says, okay, don't ever do that again because I don't want to tear, then what you do is with those stronger muscles, you give them rest, you allow them to supply themselves with enough rest and recovery and fuel for the next time. Then we're gonna tear those heavier, stronger Heavier, stronger muscles, again, the same process happens over and over again, and we build size. Now, during that process, if you don't take care of yourself, you end up hurting yourself. Let's say you put on way too much tension, all right? You add on way too much weight, you don't have good form, whatever it may be, and you tear those muscles too far or completely. Obviously, that you're gonna injure yourself. That's very extremely painful. I've done it, all right? Or let's say you move way too quickly, or you go way too far within a motion, whatever it may be. All right, there's all these different dynamics that can cause those muscles to be overworked or strained, sprained, torn, all those different things. All right, obviously we don't want that to happen. So our goal is to lift weight well with proper technique and with the right amount of weight. Now, your body, and I've mentioned this before, so some people have probably heard this 1,000 times through everyone's different blogs and Instagrams and YouTubes and whatever, but I'll tell you again, your body has no clue how much weight you're lifting. Has absolutely no idea. Your brain doesn't pick something up and say, that is 25 pounds. All it knows is how much energy it takes you to lift it up. All right, and so we as humans, we need numbers, we need to compartmentalize things, we need to make sure that we know that this is growing and it's getting harder. All right, now, again, your body doesn't know that. Your mind, actually not your body necessarily, your mind doesn't know the difference necessarily between 20 and 40 pounds of weight. It just knows that I need more energy to lift 40 than I do to lift 20. All right, so here's the interesting thing. If I want to focus on range of motion, in that instance, 40 and 20, let's say 40 and 20 pound curls, just for an example, I might not need 40 pounds on the end of my curl to make my muscle grow, all right? Now, especially like as a guy, you get into the gym and there's so much temptation to prove yourself. There just is, there's no getting around it. You get in there and it's so easy to see the jacked dude next to you curling 812 pounds with 2 fingers, and you know, the dude benching 405 next to you. It's so hard to stay in your lane. I'm telling you, if you do, it's worth it. You'll be healthy, you'll be stronger and bigger for it. All right, so you might be tempted to go straight for the 40, and again, there's nothing necessarily wrong with it. We just got to do it right. All right, now if I'm lifting 40 pounds, but I'm doing partial range of motion, now that muscle is tearing in this position, but it's also going to heal very close. All right, now if I am not ever giving my muscles proper range of motion, those muscles are not tearing the way they should be. Now if I were to fully extend probably on 40 pounds, I'm going to end up hurting myself because that's too much weight for the amount of range of motion that I'm getting. Now what I need to do is actually drop my weight down. So in the example that I gave, the 40 and the 20 to 20 pounds, slow down my extension so I'm not hyperextending. Slow down my extension, make sure I'm getting full range of motion within the muscle. So when the muscle heals, it's actually fully stretched. All right, now if my muscles are healing and they're very, very tight, no matter how much stretching and stuff that I do post-workout, I'm still gonna have very tight muscles, which means the next time I try to, you know, do progressive overload and I try to add a little bit more weight on, I'm adding a little bit more weight to a stronger and a tighter but smaller muscle. And I don't necessarily want that to happen, all right? So I wanna make sure I can build up my weight, but I'm gonna start with something light, build good range of motion with a lighter weight till I have great stability, great flexibility, and great power, all right? Now I'll give you an example really quick. This is a hair tie. Now that I'm married, I got these all the time. I don't know if it doesn't matter. I don't need you to focus, you know what this is. Actually, I can't even say that because I used to have a top, you know, a disconnected undercut with a top knot. So I could actually use this, but totally besides the point. All right, now if I want power, my muscles are like rubber bands, all right? And that's, I mean, you probably hear people use that example all the time when they're talking about warming up and stretching, all right? If you stretch a frozen rubber band, it's gonna break, all right? If you stretch a warm one, it's gonna be fine. The same thing kind of goes for power, all right? Now, if I have, so my muscles right here, all right? And I only have the range of motion of here, I'm not gonna get very much power. All right, just take any rubber band, the hair ties are a little bit different, but all right, if this is my resting position of my muscle, it's nice and loose, you can press into it, no big deal, all right? If I just bring a little bit range of motion, I'm not gonna gain much power at all. If I can get my muscle to, in a healthy way, stretch farther and maintain its form and maintain its technique and bounce back, it's gonna have a whole lot more power and more strength with more range of motion. There's really no bad side to good range of motion, all right? But still, you'll still see people in the gym doing their curls like this, looking like a T-Rex. And so, and same thing with half reps on bench press and stuff. Now, I know I'm talking a lot, I'm talking really fast, but bear with me. I know there is a benefit to partial reps, all right, on purpose. You know, working the bottom half, that's the snap at the beginning of your bench press and stuff like that, or doing top half reps or 1.5 reps with your delts and stuff like that. I get that there's a purpose to that. done very specifically and done in a healthy way with, again, the right amount of weight and probably someone watching you so you don't get stuck down there. I get that, all right? But for 90% of your workout, you shouldn't be doing half reps, all right? 90% of your workout, you should have full range of motion. Your muscle's gonna be stronger, it's gonna be longer, it's gonna get more tone and more strength quicker if you have full range of motion. It's gonna stay healthy. You're not gonna get injured because your muscles, and this is I know I'm using the bicep as an example because it's easy, but this goes for every single muscle group, all right? Making sure that you get full range of motion so that the muscles are staying healthy throughout the process of you building strength and power, all right? So that was my focus this morning. I mean, not just this morning, I did more focus on it this morning. I really slowed down. I dropped my weight way down because I really haven't worked out that much in the last month, just with the craziness of my schedule change and obviously the wedding and all that stuff. But now that I'm getting back into it, it's a very normal thing, right? So again, I get up in the weight and grunting and getting power and stuff like that, but there has to be a balance between going for power and strength and making sure that your muscles are limber, that they're warm, that they're stretched, and that you're getting full range of motion within your workout, all right? Yeah, everybody agrees with me. If you don't, it's too bad. So anyways, I don't know, I just wanted to jump on really quick, talk to y'all about your range of motion and stuff like that. Make sure you're lifting healthy. It doesn't matter what the person next to you is doing. Don't worry about that. I know it can become intimidating. Just, you're in there for you. You gotta decide what you're in the gym for. I'm in the gym for me. I wanna look good, I wanna feel good, I wanna be healthy. And the only way to do that is to make sure that you're executing proper technique, and that includes your range of motion and making sure that you're lifting with the right amount of weight, all right? So, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Yeah!